Obama elected by millions of liberals thinking Obama was going to end the war in Iraq and was going to bring peace to the world. And when he said he was going to expand the war in Afghanistan, people, oh, well, he's saying that to prove that he's going to be tough against the right wing. And by God, look at this. He's expanding the war in Afghanistan. Gee, he's not really ending the war in Iraq. So these wars and struggles, they're going to continue. They're going to get worse. They're going to get bigger. Nuclear weapons there is a wider spread of nuclear weapons now than there were at the height of the Cold War. So this is a very dangerous situation. Very dangerous situation. Capitalism keeps on pushing towards war. They try to be careful about the nuclear weapons, but the push towards war cannot be stopped. The environment, they have to deal with the environment. They can't solve it by looting the environment to the extent the way they did in the past. But again, they can't really have a solution. The need to drive down the standard of living of workers is not something that's just in the right-wing program. It's something that's is a need for them. The dangers of a fascist movement is real. We'll talk more about that and what that means. We have the advantage that the Marxist-Leninists and Stalinists have been greatly discredited by the fall of the Soviet Union, by events in China and so forth. But that doesn't mean there's going to be a revolutionary movement. The leaders of the unions in particular, still there, are still trying to hold things back, trying to make deals, trying to sell out in order to just thinking the capitalists will stop at some point and let them keep their power. It won't. Well, let me conclude here. The main point is a political point. That it's not just a socialism, anarchist communism, is not simply a good idea. It's a utopian vision, yes, of a better way for human beings to live with each other. It is. But it's also something we need, something that's necessary. If we do not have a cooperative society with production for use rather than profit, with radically democratic self-management by the working people involved, with an end to classes and an end to states, we are going to see the destruction of civilization such as it is, and perhaps the end of the human race. It's something we must do. We must move towards a revolutionary direction. Our programs cannot be based on what would be acceptable to the capitalists, or even what would be acceptable to most working people right now. Our programs have to be based on what's necessary, what has to be done, what would change things in a way that would save us. We've got to say these things, even when they're unpopular. Right now, capitalism is being discredited to an extent it has not been in decades, really since the Great Depression. There are millions of people who are seeing that it's not working. When will they start to struggle? We don't know. It'll be slow. It's true when you say to struggle in the early periods of depression. Actually, the mass strikes that we think of began after a period, only after a period, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years or so, that people really start to move in mass struggles. It may take a while. We are so trained by individualism to say, if I'm out of a job, it's my fault. We, the American people, this is a very common response. And I know people like that. What's wrong with me? I feel bad about myself, as though it's your fault that the system is collapsing. There will come a time when there will be enormous mass struggles. There will come a time when there will be enormous repressive efforts by the state and by vigilantes and volunteers, the growth of fascist movements, by freaked out people from middle class to better off white workers and so forth. After Obama got elected, I don't know if you read about how thousands of white men went out buying guns on the theory that Obama was going to take away everybody's guns. And we anarchists, unlike the liberals, don't believe in disarming everybody, but partly because we know that the right wing is going to arm themselves, and the state will arm itself. And we think ordinary people should also, workers should arm themselves. It's going to be necessary because there will be violent clashes. So on that cheerful note, which is better than no clashes at all, I think we'll turn it over to. Do you want to make any further comments? Or go over to the